Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to take a t-shirt that was my husband's that we got in Clearwater Beach, Florida. He just doesn't wear it anymore and I thought it was kind of cute with the mermaid. I am going to upcycle it into a child's romper for my daughter. I'm using another Samantha Marie Design pattern. This one is the Youth Cypress Dress and Romper. It has several options. It has a short sleeve with ruffle, a long bell sleeve, and then shorties, shorts, or pants, I believe too, and then or the dress. I wish I would have had enough of the t-shirt to do the shorts part in the t-shirt as well, but I didn't, so I do use that light pink floral knit that you saw on my cutting mat for the neck binding, the sleeve ruffles, and the shorts. Here I am sewing the top shoulder seams. Now we are going to take the neck binding and fold it in half, wrong sides together. I did previously snip a notch at the center mark on the neck binding, and then in a minute you'll see me snip a center mark at the center back bodice. This neck binding is a little bit shorter than the front bodice. It actually goes front bodice around the back, the other front bodice. Since it's got a crisscross front, it is slightly smaller. You're meant to stretch it as you go. I prefer to clip the starting point, the center point, and the ending point. And then when I start to serge, I lightly stretch just the neck binding as I go, not the bodice pieces. Your serger will feed the bodice through, and you can just gently stretch and guide the neck binding on top. Feel free to clip the entirety of the binding if that's what works best for you. Their patterns are also cute. This one is not difficult, but it does have quite a few steps. It's not nearly as quick as the slouchy tee I made in my last video. I think that is maybe the fastest pattern I've ever made. Although she has a few pajama patterns. They're fairly quick as well. I have the Aster pajamas, and those tops are simple to put together as well. This step is completely optional, but I do really like the look of a top stitch, and I have a cover stitch machine, so I like to put it to use when I can. You don't have to do this step. If you don't have a cover stitch machine, if you don't have one and you do still want a top stitch, I would recommend, I guess in this case it doesn't necessarily need to be a stretch stitch. I probably still would use one. You're not necessarily, you have a larger opening for the child's head because of the way that this is crisscrossed, but now that I'm thinking about it, you still have to bring the top, over, up and over the shoulders and the arms, over the hips when you step into it. So I still would use some type of stretch stitch on your sewing machine if you don't have a cover stitch. The contrasting white top stitch looks so cute against that dark fabric. I really like that. We're going to move on to the side seams. So you'll need to overlap the fronts in whichever order. If you have a specific print like I do, I have that small logo from the front of my husband's t-shirt. Make sure you pay attention to which one you clip down crisscrossed first. Each side seam will have 3 layers of fabric. You'll have the back bodice, one of the crisscross front bodices, and then the other. I'm just clipping them so that the sleeves match up down the side seams to the bottom of the bodice. Then we're going to serge both side seams from the sleeve, bottom of the sleeve, to the bottom of the side seam. Now we're going to work on the sleeve ruffle. I did the short sleeve ruffle option because I love adding ruffles to everything, but I actually hate adding ruffles to everything because it's a lot. You are going to want to hem one long edge of the ruffle. I think the pattern tells you to sew the short ends together, then hem, then ruffle. I did it in this order. You could do it in whichever order is comfortable for you. I hemmed my ruffles flat using my cover stitch, and then I serged the 2 short edges together. And you'll see I serge just a tiny portion, leave my needle down, lift the foot up and swing that little tail around under the foot and finish that side, that little short side seam. That will tuck the beginning tail. I'm not sure what happened. I cut out. Doing that little trick will tuck that beginning tail for you, and then you won't see it on the bottom of that ruffle. Here, I didn't show it. I'm out of frame. I'm just running a long straight stitch with my tension dial turned up to gather the unfinished long edge of the ruffle. So the long edge across from the hemmed side, and this will be in the round because now our ruffles are connected in the round. Once I have both of these ruffles gathered, I'm going to turn them right side out, and then I'm going to match the ruffle seam to the underarm seam and clip all the way around, and we're going to serge this on in the round for both sleeve ruffles. I did go back and take out my long basting stitch for the ruffles. I just used a seam ripper and ripped those long basting stitches out. Here I am putting the shorts right sides together and sewing the two would be the center back and the center front seams. Not sure what you would call those. And now I am matching those two seams together, and we're going to sew the inseam. From here, I am going to hem my shorts a 1/2 inch. I did use my cover stitch again for this. You could use a zigzag on your sewing machine. I'm going to hem those, and then we will turn those back right side out and get ready to attach the bodice. Here I am going to make a mark at the center back and the center front so that I can match up those shorts seams. The pattern calls for 1/2 inch elastic. I had 1 inch or did I have? Oh, I had 1 inch or I had 1/4 inch. So I ended up making mine with 1 inch. I don't love it, but I had it on hand and it was an upcycle, so it worked out okay. But I think the 1/2 inch would definitely look better. So the measurements that I did are not the same as what is outlined in the pattern because the pattern is using 1/2 inch elastic and I only had 1 inch. So you are going to insert the top bodice into the shorts. The top bodice is right side out, the shorts are wrong side out, so then the right sides will be touching. And I am going to use a straight stitch on my sewing machine and stitch at a 1.5 inch seam allowance all the way around the shorts. And then I am going to serge the raw edges at my normal 1/4 inch, and that will close up the channel, if you will. Now that the channel is closed, I am pushing that 1.5 inch seam allowance I made up towards the bodice, and I'm pinning it flat all the way around, because I'm then going to run another straight stitch along my 1/4 inch serge seam allowance and create a casing for the elastic. I started near one of the side seams and went all the way around, leaving maybe like a 1.5 inch opening. And then we are going to thread the elastic through, sew the ends of the elastic together, and then close up that little gap, and then we are done. This casing would not be as big, like I mentioned, if you're using the 1/2 inch elastic the pattern calls for. I definitely think that would look much better. It does end up looking a little chunky in the end, but it still looks really cute. And my daughter's only 2, so she doesn't know the difference, and she loved the finished product. I think this upcycle would have looked really cute if I had some checkered knit that I could have used for the shorts and the ruffles, but I didn't have. I had some, but I didn't have enough, so I do kind of think the juxtaposition between the skeleton mermaid vibe and the dainty pink floral added a fun little element. I did make a mistake here and left it in the video to show you what not to do. There are several layers, so you need to make sure you have everything flat and out of the way. You can kind of see there that my one crisscrossed bodice piece got folded underneath my channel I was making, so I had to seam rip a couple inches, and then I just picked up where I left off and kept going. Don't be like me. And here we are with a finished upcycled romper. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you have done anything differently? The 1-inch elastic doesn't look too bad. It is a little bulky. I much rather would have used the 1/2 inch. Have a great day.